Hello everybody.
Hello.
Good to see you guys today. So we thought we would bring you along to a homestead festival today. It's not very far away from our main town in our county here. It's supposed to be with some live music, some homestead seminars, touring some high tunnels and gardens, and we want to bring you along with that. Also, there's a whole bunch of vendors here. It's called the Shead Homestead Festival. So hopefully we'll get to interview some people and bring you along, and I'll show you as much as I can. I think it's going to be an exciting day. How about you, Mom?
Too.
All right, let's go get started. By the way, we got like 1.5 inches of rain, so we're hoping we're not going to get stuck on the way out of here, because we drove Mama's puddle jumper and it's only a 2-wheel drive. So let's stick around.
They got the chicken run around it.
They got a chicken moat.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. This is their garden here, one of their gardens, and look, they have a chicken moat or chicken wire around it so that their chickens can do bug control around the outside of their garden. That's pretty cool. So guys, this is really exciting here. This is a really neat little, for our area, I didn't realize that we had like a Homesteaders of America type deal going on here. I'm telling you, next year you need to come to this. It's called the Shead Homestead Festival. There's all kinds of little vendors set up here. You get to see their farm, how it's set up. This vendor behind us where Nana 9 Acres is talking to, this is the Prairie Rose Homestead that is always in with us at the farmers market. I featured her on our live the other night, last Thursday night. You need to check them out on Facebook. I'll put a link down in the description to their Facebook page, but she has all natural soaps and lotions made from goat's milk, and all the ingredients, the herbs she uses and everything, she raises herself and makes all the soap herself. It's really nice. Our son Rooster got some of the product from her, and it is really nice. It's really good. Hey Nana.
What?
You starting a new business?
Helping out a friend.
Helping out our friend. We're helping out our friend from Prairie Rose. She needed a little break for a minute. She wanted to go grab something to eat and stuff. So we said, we'll watch the booth for you. Hopefully we know enough about it to help her out. But I think we can get by. Her product almost sells itself.
So pretty.
Nana.
Yes, I want a pair of them.
No peacocks. No peacocks.
Dirt road, it's like crossed over the broken line. It's so ugly.
This is Jasmine.
Jasmine.
And she's a potbelly pig.
Go get the scratcher.
Most potbelly pigs turn out to be a lot bigger than she is because they're not really pure potbelly pigs. But she turned out to be pretty small. We only have potbelly pigs because we've like had people who got them and they got too big.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then she really likes
She loves her scratches.
She loves her scratches.
Spices
And sometimes she'll
and herbs.
lay down with you, rubber belly.
Pink pepper.
Play with
Okay, this is 10 to 12.
So we got silkies.
those are simple.
Isa Browns. Isa Browns. Looks like duck chicks. And I hear a kitty. Come on, baby. Let's go
I got my husband with me.
It's not your fault anymore.
We put that to grass.
Yeah, and I'm so
But
glad
he's still
that-
farming over here.
Hey guys, we're here with the owner and creator of Shead Homestead Festival, right? And this is Vicki Shead. She's who owns this farm, her and her husband,
Right.
Larry. How long have you been here at the farm?
We have lived here 44 years.
44 years. That's more than most of us are alive, that are most of my followers, and that is amazing. This place I've been showing you is so beautiful, and we are inside of Vicki's Hightunnel that is jamming with all kinds of produce here and goodies and things that can feed an army, it seems like. But you have something that you use all these vegetables for that you produce yourself, right?
Right.
And what's that called?
It's called veggie powder.
Veggie powder.
And it's a wonderful, wonderful powder that everybody needs to know about. It's not new, but it's the way we do it is probably new. But we grow the vegetables, then I bring them in and I dehydrate them or freeze dry them. Some things dehydrate better than they do freeze dry,
Yeah.
and some do vice versa. But then we go through a process of grinding it up with a blender, and then we transfer it and we blend it till it's so pulverized that if I put my finger into it and touch it on my tongue, it dissolves.
It just dissolves
So
instantly.
it's very, very fine powder, and you mix it with everything. We're talking about cake, cookies.
So you get all those nutrients from the vegetables
Yes.
in there. And it's a flavor enhancer.
No, actually, you don't taste it a whole lot.
You don't taste a whole lot of it then.
It's in there, and so your kids don't even know they're getting a whole lot of vegetables, and it's what we all need. It's interesting that the food FDA or whatever used to say that we needed 3 to 4 cups of vegetables a day.
Yeah.
3 or 4 cups of vegetables. We don't even eat that much.
No.
We live with vegetables, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But then they've down that to now 2 to 3 cups of vegetables a day, and we still don't make that. But the whole idea of getting the vegetables is getting that nutrition in you that builds up huge amount of things to fight off diseases. And I just want you to know that this is the way to add it. If they do this in the schools and add it to the food, if they do it in the hospitals, if they do it in the nursing homes. And of course I can't create that much because like this year we sold totally out.
Oh,
And,
yeah?
that's why you can see all this stuff growing. because
All this
it-
neat vegetables in here. Look at that, guys, which I know I've shown you way more, but I mean, it's just, I can't believe you're charred already, you know,
Yeah,
that
it's
size. It's huge, and your kale and stuff like that. It's just, it's unbelievable how big it is for our area. I mean, you know, we've been going to farmers markets, and of course everybody is wanting produce. And like I've told some people, I'm like, unless you have a high tunnel or a greenhouse, there's no way that people already have that amount of produce. Well, this proves that if you do have that kind of thing, and with the work that you put in, you can have that produce this quick. I mean, when does your growing season start? Do you start pretty
just
early?
April 15th.
April
I do the
15th.
same thing as I grow my plants inside first, and then bring them out about April 15th because we're still under. If it freezes in a high tunnel.
Yeah.
Unless you have outside heat, and then you've kind of defeated your purpose as
Exactly.
As far as
It's not a
expenses go.
greenhouse. It's a high tunnel,
Yes.
right?
And then we also have, but with this veggie powder, we need to know that instead of us trying to do it the old way where you all sat down to a meal at dinner table and everybody ate their own vegetables, you had pickled beets and you had corn and you had green beans and you had potatoes and you had, you know, all these vegetables sitting and the family ate together.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No, it
So
doesn't.
now we need to infiltrate that all into our diets. And I mean, we put it in, my sister carries it with her when she travels, and she sprinkles everything she eats, even her ice cream. She'll sprinkle on her
Really, your ice cream too?
vegetable powder.
That's awesome.
Just to get the amount of vegetables that we're supposed to.
So you retail this, right? And so do you have a website you retail it to?
Yes, you can go to sheadfarm.com and also the Shed Farm Etsy.
Etsy shop.
Yes,
Okay,
Etsy.
cool. And they have a YouTube channel also called Shed Farm. And I'll leave a link to it down in the description. And I'll put an iCard up here for it also, so that you guys can go check out their channel, and you can see more of the farm. So what inspired you to have the Shead Homestead Festival?
Well, since we moved here, and especially starting in 1994, we have had huge groups of college students come to the farm for retreats. And to be exact, it's been about around 3,000 college students that have used the farm. And to do it, we had we found on weekends when they would come, and this was from 5 different colleges. We had Hayes University come, K-State has been there, Pittsburgh has been here a number of times, and Pittsburgh International group comes, and then the biggest one has been Oral Roberts University.
Oh, really?
And they travel the 3 hours up here to have retreats, and so they punch their meal cards so that the cafeterias send them food up here, so I don't do that much cooking.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway,
Thank
but
goodness.
the boys would eat or sleep in the hayloft. The girls would sleep in upstairs, and I'd have to kick Larry out of the upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
And but we found that they were coming every weekend, and so we finally got the idea we're not getting anything done on the farm, so let's set it up that they give us 2 hours of work, because we weren't charging for anything.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the farm. And
What a great
so we've
deal.
had 3,000 college students plus weddings, 7 weddings, and church camps have come, farm trips from schools. One family we didn't even know had a reunion and didn't have a place to have it because all the hotels were full of another activity. So they came out here and spent the week. But what the work schedule, you want to know how I can get all this done?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not because I am a superwoman. It's because there are so many people that come out and just love the atmosphere of a farm where you work, and you learn to love. You learn the love of learning, the love of serving, and the love of working.
You know, I put out some videos, and one of those was titled, Your Own Garden of Eden. And the fact that no matter what the Lord gives us, it's our job to make sure it's the Garden of Eden.
Right.
That it's our job to take care of it. And you guys have done such an amazing job of taking care of what the Lord has provided you here.
Well, that's exactly what we have. In 1994, when our kids started going to college, we just said, God, this farm, we've raised our kids. It's been a wonderful place. They brought all their friends over, and instead of wanting to go out and do things on their own, they've come and brought their friends in and started working. Well, that's been the lifestyle here. People come to the farm, and it's their home as soon as they step foot here. And they help us with whatever we have. And I'm a great putter to worker.
Oh, yeah.
And so anyway.
Somebody has to be the one that gives the orders,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and they're so gracious. I have one girl that was here 6 hours, just helped me in getting stuff ready. She's great. She comes often. Then there's other people that will send their kids to us every year for about 4 years, there was someone from Tulsa, single mom, that sent her son up here to work for a week. And, getting them up at 6 and getting them out here, and we have devotions. We take a walk and pray as we're doing it. Then we come back and we dig into the dirt. And the kids learned how to work, and they really like it. The college students, we heard somebody say or several people say, this is the favorite thing about their college retreat that they had was the work part.
Well, I'm telling you, that's it. And as you said, we've lost all that in our society.
Yes.
We've lost the garden to table atmosphere. It used to be everyone gardened, and that's how you ate, and you canned, and so we've got a lot of that serving, not near as much as like you were saying. There's no way you could eat that much, but our meals were so much better and so much more nutritious than what they are now. So I've also always made the statement that dirty hands lead to clean habits.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to keep our kids really busy on the farm. We showed animals, and a lot of people go, well, why did you spend so much money traveling around showing animals? Well, let me tell you, I always knew where my kids were because they were in that barn, cleaning pens, working with that animal, stuff like that.
Didn't have to worry about
We
them
didn't have to
around.
worry about them, or they were out working in the yard or building a fence. We used to raise goats, and so they always had to do all those chores and take care of that. And this, by bringing these college students here, you're exposing a whole generation. You are to a whole different world. I told somebody, I had a live just this week, and someone commented in there, I would love to garden, but I can't because I live in town. And I said, if you have a window in an apartment, you can garden, and this is just more and more proof of what kind of beauty you can make from that, but we're floored. We love it.
We're
here.
just in awe.
We're in awe. This is exactly what we're trying to do with our farm, and you've really inspired us.
Well, it's not just me, because it's a lot of people that come and want to be part of the farm, and we just, since we had never charged for things, people feel free to come, and they feel like helping is a way that can help us back.
Oh, yeah.
But I will tell you said something about farm that's being lost a little bit. Harvard did a study and found out that several things. One is, and I want to share this about growing, is that the vegetables that they did a study on in 1950 and the nutrients that were in that vegetable, you can look this up online. They did in, I think it was 1996, they did this study, and the nutritive value of the vegetables had gone down so much because the soil is being depleted.
Yeah.
And it's the compost is so important. We have to understand lack of using chemicals and having a compost that is rich in nutrients. And my husband, since he retired, has been making big piles. You can't see them, but they're down there. There's 3 of the piles right now, and there was one over here of compost, and he just is constantly bringing in.
So I see you have a lot of poultry, or quite a bit of poultry.
Yeah.
You have chickens I've seen, and turkeys, and
peacocks,
and you've got some guineas, some ducks. So are you have those on bedding and utilizing that to help make compost?
Actually, we get most of ours from other.
Bless you.
I knew I was going to sneeze.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
We have a place we can get horse manure, and then when we borrowed our son's dump trailer, we came through Miami and we got mushroom mulch from there. But we only do that because of gas prices. If we're bringing a trailer up, and then he uses all our newspapers. The kids, we do shredded newspaper. It's really confetti size newspaper, and only grass clippings from our yard do we use because we don't want to.
You don't need pesticides or anything like that. Yeah.
And then the other thing is lots and lots of leaves. So we have the greens and the browns and mix it together. But the quantity of soil that I use is huge, you know, because these plants just suck it up. And I know it from in the garden here, where we have raised beds on half of the greenhouse and the other half is or a third of it.
Yeah.
And so I'm putting soil, buckets and buckets, and we have these wonderful bucket carts that we sell here that are just fabulous for doing this kind of thing. But we fill up the beds, and it's just the success to gardening is the soil.
Well, you know, we've actually, so last year, Mama 9 Acres and I, we put in some raised bed gardens, and we noticed, you know, I put in soil, and then we put in a lot of compost, you know, that either we'd made or we purchased some compost to put in there, and we cannot believe how much disappeared.
Yeah, it does. It disappears. Part of it is the impaction, you know, it goes down because it just does. Gravity pulls it down. But there's a huge amount that are like our bodies. It can't last if it can't grow, and plants are not doing well if they don't have the good compost. And that has to be renewed daily, just like our spirits need renewed daily.
Exactly.
The word and the vegetables are the same way. They need that. So.
That's so do you use any like fish emulsion or anything like that?
I have found that sometimes I don't get it right if I put it on, but this year basically it has been just the compost.
And then I seen, is that your worm castings equipment too?
I have two worm farms, and one is just a tub with holes around the top and on the top, and I just dump the stuff in there and putting a lot to get it started. But it worm castings are great, but it's not enough to keep going. So
not in a scale this size. No. I mean, you would have to have acres of a worm farm, really.
So
you know.
The other thing to mix the soil, when Larry brings in the compost, he brings it in our bucket carts, and then we have a screen that fits over the bucket cart, and I have it sitting in my house, sometimes my kitchen, and I have a bucket of dirt that when the grandkids come, I have 21 grandkids.
Oh my goodness.
Four kids and 21 grandkids. And the little ones will come in, and I'm in the kitchen cooking or preparing something, and they're in the middle of my kitchen floor rubbing this dirt through the screen to get the sticks and rocks out of it. And I just, you know, it's part of life, and that's what they're doing. And you know, we sweep it up when they get done, and the kitchen's as clean as it was before. And
I tell people, it's an old saying that one of my older friends told me one time. They're like, you know, God made dirt, so dirt can't hurt. You know, kids need to be dirty, and I'm a firm believer in that. You know, I'm just beyond blessed from this. You know, it is so surprising to us how our journey through our channel brings us to things like you guys' festival here, and how much fulfilled we get that the Lord puts those things along your pathway to refill your tank, just like you said. And it's such a blessing, and thank you for spending time with us today.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
I hope everybody's encouraged that they can do the little things to step toward this.
I think so, definitely. Well, so go check out the Shed Farm on YouTube.